Can I welcome you on behalf of the Guernsey Sports Commission, and can I also welcome you on behalf of Spearpoint, who are our sponsors for this programme. And I know we've got a couple of representatives here from our sponsors this evening, and we thank them for the support they've given us in helping us equip the facilities downstairs in the strength and conditioning room, but also for their ongoing support of the programme over a 3-year period. So without companies like Spearpoint, there is no way that we as the Commission could even hope to put on a programme as wide and as important and with as much detail as we're able to do so. Jeremy and the rest of his team are going to explain what all that detail is, so I've got no intention of covering the ground that they're going to do. What I would like to say, however, is that I am really pleased that after the work that Dave Waugh started, probably almost 2 years ago, of starting to get this idea off the ground, has now come to a reality tonight. There are a range of milestones that you get in any important initiative. Clearly, appointing Jeremy about 12 months ago was one of them. Getting the facilities downstairs open, which we did about 5 or 6 weeks ago, was another one. But tonight it is gaining real momentum by inducting 20 youngsters into this programme. You're all here because you've got a relationship with those kids that are joining the programme, whether you be parents, whether you be coaches, whether you be interested in the sport that involves. So I welcome all of you, whatever capacity there is. And so that you know, our intention is not to stop at 20, our intention is to move beyond 20 and get to maybe 40, maybe 45. We're not putting a precise figure on it, because if somebody emerges that we believe has got the skill, the aptitude and the desire to go forwards, we will bring them into the programme. So we haven't got a figure that we're mind set upon, but we do know that roughly the figure suggests that within any community 1% of the population have got the ability to be highly talented. In Guernsey, that represents, with the age group we're looking at, something in the order of 100 youngsters. If we can find half of those youngsters to give them the opportunity to allow that talent to come to fruition by encouraging them, by guiding them, by helping their coaches bring them to that fruition, then we'll have done what we've intended to do. But nothing will happen unless that youngster, that young athlete in the broad sense, wishes to do it. So nothing can replace that. It is their desire to achieve their best and explore the talent they've been given. All we can do, and all you can do as either parents or coaches, is help them develop that talent. Unless they have the desire, they can't do it. But wouldn't it be an awful shame if some blocker, something stops them allowing to develop that talent? So we're trying to help you not be part of that blocker. We're trying to make sure that the states of Guernsey and Guernsey itself is not part of that blocker. Let the youngster have that opportunity. We saw yesterday Heather Watson perform fantastically in the French Open. She's I think playing again tomorrow. Let's hope that she gets that success. We've seen Lee Merrion recently get his selection for the Olympics, and I could go through a whole host of other guys. If you get the chance after, by the way, go and have a look at the athletics room down the far end. There's some fantastic evidence of talent within the island that have come to their fruition. Every sport has an opportunity, and with Jeremy leading the programme, I'm sure we'll have, if we're here in 10 years' time, many of the youngsters who are in the room will have their names on people's lips as to how well they've done. So I wish Jeremy and the team the best of luck. I thank Spearpoint yet again for their support of this initiative. We're excited about it. I hope that you'll be equally excited. So there's still some sandwiches over there. There's still the opportunity to grab a drink, but in 2 minutes I'd ask if you'd move across there. There's some seats to be grabbed, and Jeremy's going to start the presentation in about 3 or 4 minutes.
This programme is something that's very important to me. I've been part of it since its inception, really. Sitting on the committee with Dave, and also knowing from a cricket point of view when I first came back here, actually how something like this would actually help my own sport. So it's been a real privilege and an honour to work with the Commission in terms of developing this. which I think is actually going to play a massive role in helping sports, coaches, athletes, and basically everyone within our sport.
I'm not going to speak for as long as Jeremy, and my talk isn't anywhere near as detailed. I'm the new boy on the team. I was appointed, I think it was 3 weeks ago. So what I'm going to say tonight is what I think I should be doing, but that's open to sort of development really. So if the parents, the coaches, the athletes say, hang on as medical director, you're doing the wrong thing, I'm prepared to listen. And it may be completely different than 12 months' time.
My background is, I'm a retired head teacher. I was in teaching for over 40 years in England. I was a head teacher of 3 separate schools for the last 22 years, and I retired back to Guernsey 2 years ago. But I'm a Guernsey person. I was born in Guernsey, went to the Amma School, went to the grammar school. Very much involved in weightlifting over the years. Certainly in terms of coaching the under-18 British weightlifting team, one of the key things I learned that if you're really going to make it to the top in sport, and by the top I'm talking about international level, if you're really going to get to the top, it's all about in there. There's no shortage of people in sports, you know, whether it's cricket, whether it's rugby, whether it's track and field, whether it's weightlifting. There's no shortage of people in sport who've got the physical ability. They've had the right genes, and I'm not talking about Wranglers or Levi's. They inherited the right genes from their parents and grandparents. No shortage of people with huge physical ability. But the one thing that separates the men from the boys is there. And it's not simply about being hungry. All the top sports people at national, international level are hungry. They want to be the best. It's about how you actually perform in the day.
And I'd like actually to say what a privilege it is to be standing here and working with these gentlemen, what a lot of expertise and knowledge that they've got. And also, Jeremy mentioned that word luck and put a question mark after it. I think privilege is certainly something that all you athletes should be thinking about yourself now, because in 20 years' time, when you're writing your autobiography about how you won your Olympic gold or whatever it is, you can say, actually, I was pretty privileged and maybe a little bit lucky to be on Guernsey at that time that all of this was happening. So I wasn't going to say that, but that just came to my mind, so a bit about my background. I'm a chartered psychologist, an educational psychologist. I've worked as that for the last 12 years. 10 of those on Guernsey, working in the educational psychology service based on the Grange. Part-time. Basically working primarily within schools, working with young people, their teachers and families to make things better for them.
But from my point of view, from everyone else's, really, thank you very, very much for coming. We're very much looking forward to working with you, very excited about everyone in the room, and if there is anything you feel you need